Hey y'all, so this is gonna be the boys' 0 to 3 month update. They turned 3 months on the 18th, and I'm so overwhelmed at the fact that they're almost 3 months old. It does not feel like they should be that old already. I'm gonna apologize in advance. I am standing up, so I'm gonna be moving a lot, and I might be looking over the camera a lot because y'all leaned up against the rat cage, and I have their door open so that they can free roam if they want to. But anyway, so yeah, the boys will be 3 months on the 18th, and that's unbelievable. So from when I brought, the day I left the hospital, I was told to be prepared for secret crying. Like Grayson would start crying, and then Kaden would start, or Kaden would start, and then Grayson would start. I was told to be prepared for a lot of bottle making during the nights once they got off breastfeeding. And when they told me that, they was like, you'll be making 10 to 15 bottles a night. I was told to be prepared for, what was the other thing? Um, Sleepless nights as well. Which, I mean, hello, a newborn, you don't get much sleep. With twins, I know you weren't going to get much sleep. But coming from the hospital, having all these fats, and then with everything going on all at once, it was kind of chaotic. But at the same time, I knew it was going to be well worth it in the end. So, like I said, coming home with all that information, it was kind of like, okay, well, when's this going to start? It actually has never started. And sorry if you hear that noise. Casper is drinking some water. But the twins never got like that. They never got to where one would start crying and the other one would start crying. They actually do really, really good at night. I mean, yeah, they woke up 4 bottles during the night, but hello, newborns. When those first came home, they was breastfed anyway, so they woke up about every 4-ish hours to be fed. But that wasn't as bad as what my doctors pretty much told me it was going to be. So that was pretty much the biggest thing. They breastfed for about a month and a half, and then Caden got to where he was always hungry. And Grayson, when I fed Caden, he would eat from one side and then automatically eat from the other because he wasn't getting full. And at that time, I wasn't want to put them on formula. Like, I wanted them to be straight boob, no nipple, like fake nipples or anything like that. But then it started affecting Grayson because he wasn't eating. So I tried to just put Caden on one and then feed him some, and put Grayson on the other and then feed him some if he was still hungry. And that pretty much wasn't working either. So that got really annoying really, really quick. And then my supply started running up again, which it always does around that time. So for a month and a half of feeding, I was pretty happy about that. Now, speaking of feedings, when we started formula, we tried Gerber Newborn, I think it's called. That was like the worst mistake I had ever made with the twins. Like, they would automatically start throwing up after they ate. Nothing stayed in their system. And they was just really, really cranky afterwards. So from there, we switched over to Similac Newborn, and pretty much the same results. Then we went to Similac Gentle, and that made it a little bit better, but it wasn't on a scale of 1 to 10, and 10 being where they was at with the Newborn Gentle and Similac, or Newborn Gerber Newborn and Similac Newborn was at a 10. Similac Gentle pushed it down probably to an 8. So, I mean, it still wasn't that big of an improvement, but a little bit. And then I went to Similac Sensitive, and noticed that it went from an 8 to about a 5 to a 6. And then I put cereal into the bottle to thicken it up a little bit, and it went from about a 5 or a 6 to probably about a 3. So we decided to stay with that for a little bit, and then Similac Sensitive for a small container was about $17. And for a big one, it was around, I think it was 32. That number could be way off, but it was really expensive. So we started looking at things that had the same ingredients and do the same thing pretty much, but was cheaper. and we came across this, and this is the Parents Choice Sensitive, and I got the value size just because it will last about a week with the twins. But this is what it looks like. Um, there's that, and then it just basic formula. But so I got that, and I noticed that switching from Similac sensitive to Parents Choice sensitive, it went from about a 3 to about a 1. And if they have cereal in their bottle, it's pretty much non-existent. It might be like half of a point there, and that's just because Grayson still spits up a little bit, but it was nowhere near as bad. So I'm really, really glad we found that. Let's see what else. Caden is getting a lot bigger. He is putting weight on his feet at 3 months old, which is ridiculous. He will stand up, like if you're holding him like this, he'll put his feet down like this, and he'll like kind of bend his knees to get, I guess, in a way to jump. Grayson is trying to do that. He don't do it as much as Caden does, but Caden is also significantly bigger than Grayson, if y'all remember that at all. We did recently learn that they have the exact same birthmark on the back of their head. Like, they have a red mark on the back of their heads. And I was like, well, maybe one of them would have it and the other one won't. And no, they both have it. So my kids are like identical to the T, besides the weight difference in between them. I have recently noticed that the boys have extremely different personalities. Like, I've known they always had different personalities. Now it just kind of shows more. Caden is more of my relaxed, happy, giggly baby, where Grayson is much more of my serious, he gets mad easily, he gets cranky easily child out of the two. So that's like pretty fun to learn the differences in between that. As for their clothes, Caden is in a 0 to 3 months, where Grayson is in newborns but starting to get into 0 to 3 months, which is awesome. I did today have to loosen up their car seats for the first time, which was kind of sad because it just shows me that they're getting bigger, but you gotta do what you gotta do. They're in size 1 diapers now, which is kind of shocking as well. Let's see. I think that's pretty much it. They're trying to hold up their heads now. And if you play music, I'm a country girl. I love my country music. And during the mornings, mostly at mornings, we listen to country while the kids are playing and I'm cleaning up the house and everything. We'll listen to country music, and after I'm done with everything I need to do, I'll sit down with the kids and we'll dance and we'll play and everything like that, while I'll hold the boys up like this, and they will do like this, like bouncing with their knees and dance to the music, which I find is kind of awesome, especially as Sam Hutt plays. They loved it when I was pregnant with them. I would put it on the phone and just lay it on my stomach, and they would kick the phone to it. And now if it comes on, their eyes get all big, and they will like dance and move or do something kind of to the rhythm of the beat of the song. So that's pretty awesome as well. Let's see what else. They are drinking 6 ounces of formula. Sorry about that, y'all. It's like 11:30 at night, and I'm trying to get this video up because it needed to be up a while back. But yeah, they're sleeping pretty much through the night. They will wake up probably around 11:45 to 12 for a bottle, and then they will be good until around 6 to 8 in the morning, which is pretty awesome, and it don't really disrupt me that much because I stay up until around 2 in the morning anyway. So that's kind of awesome too, I guess. They do not like bath time at all, and it's kind of cute because I lay them like actually in the tub, and the way I do their water is it will be like behind their ears, like it will be way back here instead of like over their ears, because I don't want them to get ear infection or anything like that. But I would do that, and they would get mad and start like slashing their head around and just random things like that. But it's kind of hilarious because they'll sit there and they'll get mad for a minute, and then they'll like do like that and throw their fist down, and the water will splash up and it'll get in their face, so they'll get a little bit more pissed, and then they'll just calm down and let me finish with what I'm doing. Um, and yeah, that is pretty much it for the boys' updates. They are trying to roll over. I forgot that one. Um, and yeah, that's about it. So I'm going to try to show y'all the boys real quick because they are in there sleeping. So hopefully I can sneak in there and show them to you real fast. So give me just a minute. Okay, they're sleeping, so I'm going to attempt to show y'all them real quick. So the first one I'm showing you is Grayson. Okay, and that was Caden, I'm sorry. And here is Grayson. Give me a minute. They do normally sleep in their pack and play. We're going to get the crib here hopefully sometime this week or next week. We did just move. I forgot to mention that earlier. But we're going to try to get the crib here soon. But I normally put them to sleep in the pack and play. They just was not feeling it tonight, so I had them in here with me, and then they fell asleep, and I was not about to wake them up to put them in the pack and play, so they just slept in their carriers. And I'm going to attempt to show you the fur babies real quick before I do kind of a introduction on them. So let's see, can y'all see them? I'll do a better introduction on them probably here in a little bit. I hope y'all enjoyed it, and I'll talk to y'all in my next video. Bye.